You said they robbed him. Why do you think the ref stopped it?
That stoppage was wrong.
Do you think Usyk will take the rematch?
He's gonna have to.
Yeah, I think we might just go and appeal it, because this doesn't make any sense, right? No. Like if the bell goes and then stop the fight, why? You know, it's like then it's my time to rest.
As you say there, Rico, people on social media were not happy about the stoppage. Fans, media ringside were very surprised the fight was stopped. How badly hurt were you at the end of that 11th round?
So yeah, I got the 8 count. It was a good 8 count. It was needed. So, but I felt like because I heard the click, so I thought, okay, fuck, let's go. We got like 10 seconds. So let's just keep on the move, hands up, and fucking catch the shots. And I feel like that was what I was doing. So for me, like that's why right away when the referee came in, I wasn't dazzled or whatever. I was looking at the referee and like, why are you stopping? Like, we're almost there. So it didn't make any sense to me. And then now looking back at it, even the bell went.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's something he should be aware of. So
give Oleksandr the maximum credit, because Rico is a phenomenal fighter. He is no mug.
Anyone you want to see him fight next, or a rematch has been suggested?
Well, we'll see. You know, His Excellency said he wants to rematch. Hopefully we can get it on. I'd love that rematch. I'd love to run it back with Oleksandr Usyk.
I bet you would. And your son Andy Ruiz had a bit of a face.
Rico Verhoeven calls out Oleksandr Usyk for a rematch after robbery claims. After the controversial 2:59 stoppage in round 11, Rico made it clear he wants the ending reviewed and the fight run back. Reports say he called the stoppage premature, pointed to the scorecards, and pushed for another chance to settle everything properly.
That's why right away when the referee came in, I wasn't dazzled or whatever. I was looking at the referee and like, why are you stopping? Like, we're almost there. So it didn't make any sense to me. And then now looking back at it, even the bell went.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's something he should be aware of. So yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit.
We've been around them today as well on the massive donkeys or camels. Anyway, we had some fun. They're trying to hustle us, but we've just finished watching Oleksandr Usyk against Rico, the kickboxer. He made hard work of it. What just happened? I don't even know what happened. I don't know where to start. But end of the day, Usyk got the job done in round 11. Stopped him. A lot of people complaining about the stoppage being a little bit too early. I mean, Rico was out on his feet. The gum shield came out. He got up on the 8 count. And then the 10-second clapper went, so it was right towards the end of the round, and it was almost like the referee could have let the fight go on, just so we could have seen the final round, because on a lot of scorecards around the ring.
Rico Verhoeven is now pushing the controversy beyond frustration and into appeal territory. He believes the referee made a major mistake and that the ending should be officially reviewed. In Rico's view, the fight should either be changed to a no contest or sent to the scorecards, because he feels he was ahead before the stoppage. That is why his rematch demand against Usyk is getting even stronger.
Yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his mistake, look back at it and say like, hey, so it's either a no contest or we go to the scorecards. And I think if we go to the scorecards, I was ahead.
Carl Fraka's reaction gave Rico's rematch argument more credibility. He pointed out that Rico had beaten the count, the round was nearly finished, and several people around ringside believed Rico was ahead. That makes the ending harder to accept. If the fight was still competitive, then stopping it there robbed fans of a proper final round. Fraka's comments support the idea that Rico deserves a rematch, because the first fight ended with too many unanswered questions.
He got up on the 8 count, and then the 10-second clapper went, so it was right towards the end of the round. And it was almost like the referee could have let the fight go on, just so we could have seen the final round, because on a lot of scorecards around the ringside, people had Rico ahead by about 2 or 3 rounds, and difficult to argue with. I don't know what Usyk was doing. Has Usyk got old overnight? I doubt it. He trains as a consummate professional.
Peter Fury also felt the stoppage came too early, especially if the bell had already sounded. From his view, Rico was still on his feet, still trying to throw back, and still part of the fight. In a moment that big, with a world title atmosphere and a close contest, the referee should have allowed him to reach the break. That is why Peter's reaction strengthens Rico's case for appeal, review, and a rematch with Usyk.
You know, what can I say? It's done. But when you're fighting for the world title and your man's put such a good performance up and he's in the fight, okay, he gets put down, but he gets back up. And he was missing and he's firing his shot. He tried to fire back as well. So the bell's gone and then he decides to stop it. He's on his feet. So
Peter Fury also felt the stoppage came too early, especially if the bell had already sounded. From his view, Rico was still on his feet, still trying to throw back, and still part of the fight. In a moment that big, with a world title atmosphere and a close contest, the referee should have allowed him to reach the break. That is why Peter's reaction strengthens Rico's case for appeal, review, and a rematch with Usyk.
Yeah. I don't expect that from Rico, but he made a good fight.
How did you score it? Keep going faster, please. Faster.
Tough to say.
Yeah. Early stoppage, that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage?
I don't think so. I think they save a brutal.
Ryan Garcia's reaction put the referee in an even worse light. He praised Rico for confusing Usyk and giving him serious problems, but then questioned why the round was not allowed to end properly. If only seconds were left, the referee's timing looks terrible. Rico had already earned the right to reach his corner. Instead, the official stepped in and created a robbery debate that now makes a rematch feel necessary.
What do you think of Rico tonight?
Rico fought his ass off, man. He had the style that was very confusing for Usyk, and gave Usyk a lot of problems tonight. But you know, it was an awkward fighter, but Usyk got the job done. So.
Do you think Rico should have been allowed to continue?
I believe that the round ended, in my opinion. If I'm telling the truth, I believe the round ended, and you know, I don't know. I don't know why the bell didn't ring. I think it was like 10 seconds left, and then I don't know. But yeah, that's how it goes. The stoppage. It's not my job to say if the ref did a good stoppage, but
Blue Blood Sports TV completely embarrassed the referee with his reaction, calling the ending one of boxing's biggest robberies. In his eyes, the official did not protect Rico. He destroyed Rico's biggest moment. Rico was pushing Usyk, shocking the boxing world, and possibly changing his entire career. But one controversial stoppage turned everything into chaos. That is why fans believe the referee robbed Rico, and why a rematch is the only fair answer.
If you didn't watch, if you did watch, if you didn't watch, you missed the biggest robbery, one of the biggest robberies, if not the biggest robbery in boxing history. If you did watch, you witnessed the biggest robbery in boxing history. This was the most diabolical, gut-wrenching, disappointing situations I've ever seen in the sport of boxing.
Wade went straight at the referee and made the ending sound like a total embarrassment for boxing. In his eyes, Rico was not being saved. He was being robbed of a career-changing win. He believed Rico had pushed Usyk into deep trouble and was close to exposing the so-called best boxer in his own sport. That is why Wade treated the stoppage like a scandal. For him, the referee did not just end a fight, he damaged the credibility of the whole result.
Listen, I'm sure Mark Lyson's a nice guy and he does everything properly. We're all human, he's probably just made an error there. But it's definitely a premature stoppage because it was the end of the round. He's got a full minute to recover and he's on his feet. You know, so yes, it's a very poor stoppage, especially when he was in the fight as well.
Spoke to Rico and he's not happy with putting up a valiant defeat. You can tell he's genuinely gutted. He said he's going to push for the rematch. Is that the direction you'd like to see him go? Turki Al-Sheikh seems keen on the rematch, and when he, puts his mind to these things, they tend to get done.
You know, look, we'd love the rematch, and he's a great champion, Oleksandr Usyk. And let's not take anything away from his performance.
Rico made it clear that revenge is now the only thing on his mind. He believed he was close on the scorecards, maybe even slightly ahead, and only needed to survive those final seconds to reach round 12. But instead of getting that chance, the referee stepped in and left him feeling robbed of a proper ending. Rico also proved something bigger. He can box, he can compete, and he can trouble Usyk. That is why he wants the biggest fights, and the rematch is the one everyone will demand.
Over tonight.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that stoppage. Were you aware the bell was going? Did you feel like it had gone? And how disappointed are you with it?
Nah, I heard that it was like 10 seconds to go. So I heard the click. So I was like, ooh, just like keep slipping and sliding and let's try to get through it and recover and then fight till the end for the 12. Because I thought like maybe after the 8 count we were like equal on the scorecard. I thought I was a little bit ahead, but maybe because of the 8 count it was pretty equal. So I thought like at least we gotta fight till the end then. Even better for the crowd. Didn't get the opportunity.
From being around you in the media days leading up to this and all fight week, it felt like your self-belief was so strong that you kind of knew something that we didn't. Did that have any part of your success in the fight, that you just knew that you were good enough to get in there with Oleksandr Usyk?
100%. I don't care that the people didn't know, but I knew we had a good shot versus this guy.
People will be screaming about a rematch. I know Ajit Kabayel will have something to say about that, but for you, it's just about the biggest fights, and if the rematch comes, the rematch will come.
Exactly. I just want the biggest fights. I showed that I can fight, that I can box. So
Rico's own words made the rematch demand feel even more powerful. He was not begging for sympathy. He was saying he wanted the chance to finish like a fighter, either by reaching round 12 or going out properly. That is what made the referee look so bad. Rico believed he was close on the scorecards and close to shocking the world, but the stoppage denied him that final test. He left proud of his performance, but also frustrated because he felt the ending was taken out of his hands. That is why revenge against Usyk now feels. Chisora went straight after the referee and called the stoppage wrong without hesitation. To him, Rico was robbed, and the only fair answer is a rematch. Chisora also made an important point about Usyk. He did not think Usyk had suddenly become old or finished. He believed Usyk simply did not respect Rico enough until the fight reached dangerous territory. That makes the ending look even more controversial. If Rico was pushing Usyk that hard and possibly winning, then the referee's decision did more than stop a fight. It protected the result from becoming a disaster.
An early stoppage.
That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think is next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch. Nah, then, but what's his name? What's the Turkish boy? What's his name?
Kabayel.
He won't get his WBC. You know, it'd be unfair. As you know what? Fuck him. Fuck him. We won the rematch.
Derek, was that an off night or has Usyk lost a step?
Usyk didn't lose a step, fellas. What you have to understand now, Usyk hasn't been in the ring for a while, so he didn't lose a step. Yeah. So what happened there was this things taking his time. You know, if he's fighting a real boxer, if he fights this guy again next time, he knocks him out.
Okay. Do you think he underestimated him?
I think he didn't respect him until he realized he was in round 11?
Yeah.
And he was losing. He was like...
You said they robbed him. Why do you think the ref stopped it?
That stoppage was wrong.
Do you think Usyk will take the rematch?
He's gonna have to.
Usyk's reaction showed respect, but it also revealed how difficult the fight really was. He admitted Rico had a style he had not seen before and called it a hard fight. That matters because it confirms Rico was not just surviving. He was forcing Usyk into a serious battle. Usyk may have landed the uppercut, but the controversy remains because the stoppage came at the most sensitive moment. When even the winner acknowledges the opponent's quality, it strengthens the argument that Rico deserved a cleaner ending, and maybe another chance to settle it without controversy of the stoppage. At 2 minutes and 59 seconds of round 11, the fight was basically at the bell. That is why he believed the referee should have let it continue for one more second, or at least allowed the round to end. Rico was not asking for special treatment. He wanted a clear finish, whether by knockout, bell, or scorecards. Instead, the referee made a decision that left everyone arguing. That is exactly why Rico's call for revenge and a rematch has so much momentum.
To the stoppage. They read it out as 2 minutes 59 of the 11th round. I guess you believe that that stoppage was after the bell had run, right?
I don't know. At least it was close. So, and then if you see it's close, I mean, the referee also heard that it was just the last 10 seconds. So just let it go. Let it go, or let me go down. Let me get like knocked out clean, or let the bell go. But like I said, it's not up to me, and I gotta respect everything what the box organization decides, and the referee. He's the one making the decision. So. Yeah.
Adam Smith exposed why Rico's rematch demand has become impossible to ignore. Before the fight, almost everyone treated Rico like he had no real chance against Usyk. He was expected to be outboxed, broken down, and stopped. Instead, he turned the fight into a real contest and shocked people who had already written him off. That is what makes the referee's decision look so damaging. When the underdog is still competing and the scoring is being debated, you cannot end the fight in a way that leaves fans confused. Rico gave boxing a surprise story, but the stoppage robbed it of a proper ending.
Well, I tell you what, it's exciting, isn't it? Very, very exciting. And I think that we were all so surprised because Rico was really given no chance. I mean, everyone said he's got to climb a pyramid or more to even get anywhere close to Usyk. Predictions were, from all of us, pretty much, Usyk by stoppage. And it seemed like he was getting into gears, and even though maybe he lost some of those early rounds, I mean, the scoring, Mike Coppinger had it very wide to Verhoeven. Others maybe had it more.
Liam Goff put the scorecard issue right in the middle of the controversy. His point was simple. With the way the fight was going, it was hard to believe Rico was not ahead on at least one card. That makes the stoppage look even worse, because this was not a fight where Usyk was clearly cruising. Rico had made rounds competitive, forced debate, and possibly built a lead before the dramatic ending. If the official result came seconds before Rico could reach the bell, then fans have every right to question it. That is why the rematch call is not hype, it is necessary.
I don't know at the time of the stoppage what the scorecard said, but surely at least one scorecard would have had to have Rico Verhoeven up. Mike Coppinger, who, let's be frank, he is not really that good when it comes to boxing, but he gave Usyk 2 rounds going into the 11th round.
Andy Ruiz gave a more balanced view, but even his reaction added fuel to the rematch conversation. He admitted the fight felt close, even calling it almost even before Usyk landed the big uppercut. That matters because it proves Rico was not just hanging around. He was making the fight competitive against one of boxing's best. Andy also suggested Rico maybe could have continued, even though he looked hurt. That kind of middle ground opinion still hurts the referee, because if there was doubt, the official should have allowed clarity. A rematch would answer what the stoppage failed to settle.
Amazing fight. Do you think he was winning the fight, Rico?
I think it was 50-50, to tell you the truth, until Usyk came and he delivered that uppercut.
Do you think he should have been allowed to continue?
Yeah, maybe, but he was pretty hurt.
Peter Fury made the referee's decision sound even more frustrating by focusing on what Rico could still do. He was not unconscious, not out cold, and not helpless. He was on his feet, trying to respond, with only seconds left before the round ended. In a fight this close, that minute of recovery could have changed everything. Peter's point is exactly why the controversy refuses to die. Rico was not asking for a gift. He had earned the right to continue through his performance. Instead, the referee stopped the story before the final chapter. That is why a rematch feels like unfinished business.
I knew it was close, but I was more interested in my man doing what he was asking him to do, to try and secure the win.
What did you think of the stoppage? Because a lot of people thought that, he should have been afforded the time, considering how, it's a world title fight and it's very much close to the end of the round and it's going to the final round.
Well, it should have been left go on because he only had seconds left and he was on his feet and he was trying to throw back. So even if the referee would have come out, he would have got to the end of the round. and a minute, and Rico can really recover. So we'll never know.
Huey Fury's reaction was short, but it hit harder than most long explanations. He saw the stoppage as disgusting and called it a robbery against Rico. That kind of direct statement captures the anger around the fight. To many fighters and fans, the referee did not protect Rico. He robbed him of the final seconds he had earned. Rico had already shocked the boxing world, pushed Usyk deep, and made people believe an upset was possible. Ending it early turned the result into a controversy instead of a clean victory. With reactions like this, the pressure for a rematch will only grow stronger.